Hi, good evening. Yeah, everything started with an idea, like you see. One day I had an idea worth doing, an idea worth spreading. And I want to stand here today to give a positive example that it's worth realizing your ideas. Because it don't matter what job you have, what passion or skills or talents, you should realize your ideas. If you believe in the things you do and if you love what you do, you will be successful, believe in me. You are able to change the world, and I will give you the proof tonight. There is a lot to change in our world. Sorry. If you have a look on the environmental history of our planet, my life and my work was influenced by pictures like that, which touched my heart, which really touched my heart. I still cannot understand why mankind is acting the way we do at the moment. And it seems that we need some kind of how to use instruction or something like that, I thought. I came up with the idea a few years ago to make some, you see, how to use Earth instruction. But I didn't really know what to do and how to do it. The outcome was the project Planet Earth Directions for Use. I created 4 different leaflets with the topics atmosphere, concerning the air, biosphere for plants and animals, hydrosphere for water, and litho and pedosphere for stone and soil. And I used the common structure of pharmaceutical leaflets. In my leaflets, I'm talking about unwelcome side effects, which show the problems, the man-made problems of every sphere, or special precautions for proper use, which focuses on the solutions, the possible solutions for us. On the backside of every sphere, I'm focusing on 4 different topics shown on the world map, and 4 different topics of the front side. Having realized this idea, the question was, and for many people still is, how to spread a project like this. Because I realized this idea on my computer, but I didn't print it so far. And normally people think that you need, of course, a lot of money to realize the idea. You need good contacts to important people. You need a big office, much space, or at least you have to be famous, which is the best way of accessing the first 3 things, of course. My problem was that I didn't have any money so far, and that hasn't changed so far, unfortunately. I didn't really know anyone, any important people. I certainly didn't have an office and no space. And I wasn't too famous either. But what I had was an idea I believed in. And fortunately, others believed in that idea too. And so I printed just with donations and sponsors the first 10,000 boxes of the first edition of Planet Earth Directions for Use. This is the first edition. You can see it on the picture here. I started spreading the boxes over my website or at different, let's say, interfaces all over Austria. And after those 10,000 boxes, Austria's biggest broadsheet newspaper came up with the idea to make a cover story about me and my project in their Friday supplement, even without having money and contacts and people you know, and yeah, you know the list. Just because of being a small designer nobody knows with a big idea. And they did the story. And yeah, I was one of the few designers on the cover of the Rondo. But what I recognized is that people generally have a wrong picture of design, you know. Design is not just paying much too much for people you don't need, or for strangely shaped stuff and weird shit and a $100,000 dress, for example, you know. Design can make much more. I'm convinced that design can change the world, and I will show you how. In this sense, like Buckminster Fuller said, the best way to predict the future is to design it. The best way to predict the future is to design it, and I strongly believe in that sentence. We are surrounded by design every day and every minute of our life. Everything we consume, we wear, we use is designed by a designer and is done after the ideas of a designer. A good example is integrative design, for example, because integrative design or holistic design is an approach which takes care about the entire life cycle of the product. You know, you take care about choosing the right materials, thinking about the usage or the recycling of a product. And that's one of the most interesting approaches in design. And designers can have a lot of power if they want to. My aim is to inform the people, to inspire the people, and to activate them, to change, to do something. That's my aim, that's the aim of my work. And to help me to do that alongside my own business, engineering, I founded the charity Neon Green Network. With the charity, we are currently in process of creating Planet Earth directions for use for children. You can see it here on the right side. It's some kind of beta version. Here are a couple of very nice illustrations. For the children's edition, we created 4 different superheroes. Here you see Kibi on the left side. Kibi is our hero for the Litho and Pedosphere, or Liva on the right side, on the topic of extinction. She's our superhero for the biosphere, and she can talk to animals, of course. Another thing we are doing with our charity is a very big event, an annual event called Earth Talks. Next year we will have it the 4th time in Vienna, in the Wiener Hofburg, fortunately. And we are inviting every year great speakers and create a networking event for the, let's say, change-making community. And we are quite successful. Just a few people, 5 to 8 people, are working in their spare time for this event and doing the Earth Talks every year, with over 500 guests so far. But the nice thing about ideas itself is that there are a lot of ideas outside here. People have great ideas every day all over the world, and every single one of us is carrying ideas which are just waiting to be spread. Here's just a little motivation for you, how easy it is to spread the ideas. Imagine that's you and you are having an idea. That's 5 people. That's just 5 people you inspiring with your idea. And that's the people inspired by the 5 people you inspired. And the people inspired by the people they inspired, who were inspired by you. But maybe it's better to give you the example with numbers. You see, that's you again, and you have an idea, and 5 people you know. And the 5 people you know inspire 5 more people, it's 25 people. And in a few steps, you are just in 10 steps, you covered the population of Austria. And in 14 steps, you nearly reached everyone outside there in the world. So, this might be a very theoretical idea. But imagine, over the last 3 years, I printed and spread 100,000 boxes of Planet Earth directions for use without having big sponsors, without having, I don't know, the Austrian president as my uncle or big companies behind me, just 100,000 boxes. And I spread it for free among the people. And we have been very successful so far in German and English language. Next year, we are working on 20 more languages to translate Planet Earth Directions for Use into every European language. And if you remember the old checklist, you know, I started with no money, no good contacts, no office, and I wasn't very famous. So, but the much more important thing is to believe in your ideas, in the things you are doing, to have helpers and volunteers, to have family and friends, and a few donations help as well. So, in this sense, I really, really beg you to believe in the power of your ideas worth spreading. Thank you.